Welcome back to Live and Breathe. This is my third episode, and I am going to be teaching on the breath of fire. So, I know I've been focusing more on the parasympathetic nervous system, right? Which I've mentioned is all about resting and digest and really just slowing things down, focusing more on more feminine energy. Feminine energy has to, like I just mentioned, and has all those components, very nurturing, slowing things down, unwinding. And now I kind of want to focus as spring is kind of getting closer, the sun's coming out more. We're starting to have, like, at least here in beautiful Southern California, some random 80-degree weather sometimes. And so I'm just like getting really amped up for spring. Spring, this is when things start to awaken because summer things go to sleep, right? It does not mean that things die. It's just all about that things go to sleep, right? Bears hibernate, the what's it called? The plants sometimes, like certain plants, right? Not all plants, but like maybe like the grass kind of goes to sleep. The or maybe certain trees, right? The leaves start to fall. Doesn't mean the tree's dead. It's just this is just the time and the season when things slow down and things just need some rest. I don't know if you're like me, but I notice sometimes in the winter I'll want to sleep a little bit longer just because when I wake up it's still dark outside. And so it just makes me kind of just want to rest and stay within. Same thing, right? It's cold. So it's not like we're doing a lot of outside things like summer would, right? Summer and spring, we start to see more action, more movement. And that's really more of that masculine energy is all about creating that step, creating action, taking initiative, creating, anything that has to create with like that movement and go and feeling that like more of a power move. Not saying that feminine energy doesn't have that like movement because that's flow, right? But this is a little bit different. This is more on the essence of more of that like power movement and being in that masculine role. And so I wanted to kind of focus on the breath of fire. This is honestly one of my favorites, and I've been practicing this breath work exercise for quite some time. So I would say this is one of my favorites. And the cool thing about this exercise is you don't have to do it for 7 minutes. You could even do it like maybe just even 10 rounds and just notice the subtle shifts of what breath of fire really does. It really wakens things up, right? Think about a fire. Fire, it just ignites, it lights, it's going to light us up. We're really going to just feel like a digestive, like also cleanse, because it's also taking place in the belly. So we're also noticing it plays into the solar plexus, right? We're really tapping into our courage zone. That's that yellow chakra, the solar plexus, right? When we think of the color yellow, it's very bright. And again, creating that movement, that sun energy, again, tapping into our power, tapping into our courage, tapping into our strength. So breath of fire, it's sympathetic. It really taps into our sympathetic nervous system. So our sympathetic nervous system, unlike the parasympathetic nervous system, that deals with more of the flight or fight that we see right in survival modes, right? And it's not necessarily mean like even trauma, but trauma, yes, it's going to really deal with that, but it could just be a little thing, right? Where you might see a shadow behind you, right? That's going to start to kind of trigger something, right? Our sympathetic nervous system is like, okay, it's like creating of, am I in danger? Whether it's something small, whether it's something huge, right? That goes off, right? That just goes off, that flight or flight, and it shoots that message into our amygdala, right? Where it's all about in our brain, and it has to deal with like our emotions and how we encode these messages that deal with the flight or fight. But not going to dive too deep into that, but just kind of wanted to show you or just kind of explain that we work breath work works on both of these systems, right? In the umbrella, right? If I had drawn an umbrella, and on these polar sides, we have like the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. My last few previous videos, the ocean breath and box breath, kind of more dive dive in and kind of, brings in that essence of that parasympathetic nervous system, really focusing on resting, really focusing on nurturing ourselves and creating stillness. And this one, we're going to be creating a lot of fire. We're going to be creating a lot of energy. And with this breath, like fire, right? It's a lot of energy. So after this, you might feel like a natural high. And that's just by using your breath, which can take 10 rounds, or we can go up to 7 minutes. So for today's video's purposes, though, we will be practicing for roughly about 5 minutes, and then we're going to just create some stillness so we can soak up this beautiful medicine. This breath exercise is not intended for all. So I would highly recommend you speak to your physician, especially when it comes to sympathetic exercises that are very high energy. You really just want to check in to make sure this exercise is going to be designed for you. And like I said, you know yourself best. So if you're like, hey, I need to go talk to my doctor about this, I would highly recommend that. And if you are on your moon cycle, I would say maybe skip this time, or if you're pregnant, skip this time, because this, like, again, these are not intended for everybody, and this exercise is not intended for you at this very moment. So if you do not fit in those categories, or like you said, if you're in good health, like I said, but I would recommend, please, please, please do your homework, speak to your doctor, see if this is right for you. And if this is, let's get ready. Let's get ready for some breath of fire. So let's just wiggle maybe our shoulders out, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders back, chin slightly tucked. And with breath of fire, right? We're gonna be, for beginners, you're gonna wanna put your hand on your belly to feel your navel pumping. It's like this, you're feeling it like that. Your stomach's going to be going in and out like that. It's very fast pulses. After that, we're going to be starting, if you're a beginner, we're going to stick out our tongue like we're panting like a dog. So it's going to be more like, notice when that looks like, right? You could see the panting. You could see even just me like bounce a little bit, because the navel is coming in and out, in and out. So let's just practice here for maybe a couple rounds, for those of beginners. So sticking your tongue out, shoulders back, chin slightly tucked, putting your right hand or your left hand, whatever you feel called to, maybe your right, because right has to do with a little bit more of that masculine energy. So you could place it right there above your navel, onto your onto your solar plexus. And let's begin sticking our tongue out, and let's just have some fun. Let's just pant. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, step 2. If you want to stay there, please stay there. No rush, no judgment. No one's going to see this. So beginners, feel comfortable to stay there. Those of you who are looking for more of a bit of a challenge, it's exactly the same thing, but we're not going to be sticking out our tongue. It's going to be more like a same thing, in and out, in and out, in and out. That solar plexus, that belly is coming in and out into the fast pulses. Okay, I think we got it. I think we're good. So let's just kind of get into this now. Closing down the eyes or keeping them open. Shoulders back. Sitting up nice and tall. Tongue relaxed. Placing your hands on your solar plexus, or wherever you feel called to today. Again, this is your practice. Closing down the eyes, Let's tune in and let us begin. We'll be here for 5 minutes of this breath of fire. Ready, begin. Keep with it. We're here for the next 4 minutes. Keep with this breath of fire. Keeping at your own pace. You need to stop. It's okay, but just recommit. You only have 4 minutes left to go. Keeping with this strong breath, right? Really tapping in to our strength. Really tapping into our courage, into our confidence, right? Let's begin to waken up those elements, right, of us that we might have been forgetting about, or maybe those have been asleep. You know, we can think about when the last time we sat in our power. When was the last time? So let's use this breath of fire to create, to spark, to light up all of those things within ourselves. Because we have those things. You know, whether it's, you know, trauma or belief system, or, you know, maybe just our experiences that have hindered seeing those things within ourselves. The power of this breath, the breath of fire, really allows for us to ignite those things. So keep with it. We've got about 2.5 more minutes. Let's keep going. Fast pace, in and out, pumping of the navel, in and out, pumping of the navel, really tapping in to the solar plexus energy. Maybe even notice even just the subtle stiffness into our energy space, into our solar plexus, into our heart space. As we begin to move and create energy and begin to create flow within. Keep it here. About 1.5 minutes left. Let's keep breathing. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Keep with it. Last 50 seconds, keep with it. Keep with it. I know sometimes this feels like it's going to be like a workout, but your nervous system, your sympathetic nervous system is going to thank you. So keep with it. We got about 40 seconds left. Keep breathing here with me into our powerful breath. Last 10 seconds. Here we go. Make it strong, make it powerful. Just like you are. Last one. And breathe in. And exhale. Two more times, just like that. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Fill up those lungs and make a sound as you exhale. Beautiful. One last time before we just let it all settle in. Breathing in here through our nose. Filling up our lungs, expanding wide, and us feeling so radiant. And exhale, letting everything go. Beautiful. Stay here for about 2 minutes where we just sit in this space, noticing the subtle shifts. You can really feel the energy, move from the root all the way to the crown of the head. That's how powerful, breath work and sympathetic exercises, I feel like, at least to me, and this is just my opinion, that they just hit a little bit differently. And the medicine just feels very potent at times. So let's just settle into this space, breathing at our natural pace. Keeping our eyes closed and just allowing for this moment. Thank you for practicing with me. Thank you even more for just giving yourself that time to connect to your mind, to your body, to your soul. And thank you for just allowing your body to just tap in and to giving some love to your nervous system, to your sympathetic nervous system. So thank you for practicing with me. Please, if you like this video, like it, share it with others, spread the word. Let's, I want to be here for the community, and I want to make this accessible, for every single person. So just share and like. Thank you so much. Until next time.